Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to today's video. So it's 1 week later from the last video, and for those of you who haven't seen the last video, you're not going to understand what that means, but I still said it. Hey, different me from the future, interrupting myself from the video you're watching, which is in the past, not longer the present. Wow. Anyways, exciting news. We have the winner for the giveaway. So I went on a site called Comment Picker, but before I did that, we used a trusty old American quarter, flipped it, and it landed heads, which meant that the winning comment would come from YouTube and not Instagram. So left it completely up to chance. After that, we went online to a comment picker, Ryan the comment picker, which you'll see running right here, and I stop it right before it shows the winner because I want to announce it. Daniel Torres, and now it shows. So Daniel Torres is the winner with his comment on YouTube, and he's winning the car cover. So the car cover is back here. You guys can see it. It's on the car right now. A brand new one. I haven't even opened the zipper. I'm gonna pack it up. I'm gonna respond to your comment. Hopefully you respond back. If Daniel Torres does not respond back, it is up for grabs again, and this time we'll pick a comment from Instagram just to make it fair. But Daniel Torres, you are the winner officially. And if you unofficially don't claim it, we will pick someone else to get this out to them. So hopefully you claim it. And back to me talking about current video. Also, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell icon. All that stuff helps me keep making videos. So let's beat this YouTube algorithm. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Anyways, 1 week later, the car is in the same situation. We still are here. We did get some new stuff in today though. So we did a thing because we got to clean up our heads, which are still down there. So I'm going to sit down right here. You guys get a better view of the heads and all the stuff that's around them. But anyways, this is what we got right here. So we're going to be disassembling our heads. I'll show you guys a little bit of that. Not too much. I don't want to bore you with it. But we're going to be disassembling the heads to put in new valve seals. The rest of the heads we're going to leave alone. Springs are going to stay unless I see something wrong, and the retainers are going to stay, again, unless we see something going on. But the valve seals we are going to replace with some Viton valve seals, hopefully. Anyways, but we did get a thing. So our heads, to clean them up because they are filthy, you know, they're however many years old. I think this is engine from a 94. It's old. It's 26 years, 27 years right now, whatever. Anyways, we got this thing. So I know you guys have seen, most of you and gals, the ultrasonic cleaners. So I went on eBay and bought an ultrasonic cleaner and a pretty big one to be able to fit our heads in. So we're gonna unbox that right now, check it out, throw some stuff in there. I'll show you guys how it works, and if it works well, then we'll experiment with throwing our heads in there. So let's unbox this thing, see what we get. I already kind of cheated, opened it up, and made sure the heads fit, so you'll see signs of that in a bit. But let's check this out. Okay, so we got our box here that I had to drag over. I already cheated and cut it, but for the video, with no blade. And we'll jump right in. So it comes with this foam piece on top, so it actually is pretty well packed. We'll move that off to the side though, because we don't need that. Gives us our tank sizes, user manual, all that stuff here. Our tank, I think, is 21 inches long by 12 inches wide by 10 inches deep. So should fit our heads, which I checked and it does, and I'll show you guys that in a sec. But we have our lid here. These things are heated, so the lid's kind of important. If you know, what you put in there could be held in there with the lid. The lid's important to keep the heat in and stop the solution from evaporating. So lid, which we'll put off to the side. Inside we have the actual machine. So in it we have our power cable, which is just good old 3-prong, normal stuff. Kind of short, but oh well. We have a tray, which you could use to put parts in. We will be using this tray, not for our heads, but for everything else and our test pieces as well. And then we have the actual tank and machine, which I'll pull out and put on top of the box. Boom. So let's take this off. You can see the oil mark. And actually, before we go ahead and take that off, I'm gonna throw the heads in to show you guys that they fit. Okay, so we got our heads here. Not necessarily light, but if we place them in here, boom, we can get them fully submerged in the tank and get that ultrasonic cleaning, which will be amazing. So we're gonna disassemble the heads first, get everything out of there, and just have, you know, the bare head, and then we'll clean that and then clean all the other pieces individually. But let's put this out of here now. All right, so I'll take these gloves off. We'll finish taking this wrapping off. And I'll flip this around for you so you can see what's going on. So this is the front of the machine, which I'll have to lift for you to see. Here's our controls. It's made out of stainless, which is really nice. Tank is stainless as well. Looks pretty well built. We have a drain valve here for when you want to drain out the liquid. And yeah, exhaust vents on the side. I'm guessing that's for the power supply and whatnot. And handles as well. So we have handles to pick it up, which is really cool, very convenient. Now what we're gonna do is actually, I'm gonna try to figure out a way to lace this tank with something, so that way we don't, actually no, I'm not gonna do that. It's stainless, it's probably gonna be super easy to clean. We won't cover with anything and put the cleaning properties in jeopardy. So we are gonna be using this. And we're gonna be using this Zep Fast 505 cleaner and degreaser, or degreaser and cleaner, because that's what it says on the bottle. Set it backwards. But anyways, we're gonna mix this. I think 1 part this, 3 parts water. Get it in here, get some of the parts in. We won't fill it too much, and then just test it out. I'll grab a few things that I think are pretty dirty. We'll throw them in and see how they come out. See you guys in a sec. Okay, so we're moved over now. We're on top of our little workbench here. I'm gonna fill this with water, and then gonna throw the degreaser in there. So I'll grab my bucket. I'm also gonna check that the drain valve isn't open, because there's no open or close decision, making sure it's, yeah, I think it's closed. Okay, so that should be enough water for what we're doing. And now I'll just add some degreaser and kind of eye out a 3:1 ratio. All right, I think that'll do it for us. So now for the parts we're putting in here, I'm gonna put on a glove because they're filthy. So we have our front main seal. Actually, this is our rear main, which is disgusting. You guys can see it's not in good condition here. Let me move the light over. So that's the front main. Kind of gross. There's stuff falling off of it. I think it'll be the perfect test to see what this thing can do. So we're gonna drop that in here. Next we have our crack pipe, is what they call it. So this is the coolant pipe, runs from the front to the back. So from the water pump to the back of the block. Also pretty gross, not as disgusting as the previous piece, but still bad. I'm gonna throw that in there. And the last thing we have is our upper timing cover. So another piece that is gross, outside's pretty gross, bunch of grease, bunch of oil on it, and we're just gonna throw that in here, see how it goes. All right, so all the parts are in. Made sure there's no air pockets, so that way everything gets fully submerged and cleaned well and hit with all the degreaser. We're gonna flip the switch on the back, and now we're gonna come around front. Okay, so flip the switch on the back, now we're out front. You guys probably can't see this because of all the refreshing that's going on. I hope you can. If you can't, then I'm sorry, but what this is saying is temperature. So I put warm water in here. You can set the temperature up or down. So it's in degrees Celsius. I'm gonna put it to 56 and turn that on. So it's going from 39 degrees to 56 degrees. I'm gonna warm it up pretty well. And then timer for the agitation from the ultrasonic cleaner. So we're gonna leave that at, I guess we'll put it up a little more than 10 minutes. We'll put it to 15. Actually, let's give 10 minutes a try, see what it does. So we'll leave that at 10 minutes, turn that on, and then we'll be back in a bit. That makes a really weird noise. Okay, so it's been way longer than 10 minutes. For you guys, it's been like, no, not even a second, but whatever. Anyways, we had to go out. My buddy Mike came over in his Jetta. This is Daily. He drives the R32 as a project car. So he came over. He brought his vinyl cutter. So if you guys need any stickers or anything like that, let me know. I'll tag his Instagram down below, or you just check out his Instagram, see what he has going on, and great prices, just starting out. So hit him up. But anyways, we got this thing going, so it's done. So a few things to notice. First of all, it does warm the water very well. The water is 44 degrees Celsius, which I have no idea what it means in Fahrenheit, but it's like about 100, maybe a little over 100. But that's there. So it looks pretty gross, which is a nice thing because that means it's working. So we're gonna pull the stuff out. I'm gonna place you guys up there, and we're gonna pull the stuff out, see how it looks. All right, so we're pulling this stuff out. I think we're gonna start with our rear main seal. So you guys saw how that came out before. This is it now. It's actually pretty darn clean. Let me shake it off so I'm not dripping everywhere. But the caked on stuff that was here at the bottom is still there. I guess we're gonna have to like use something to take that off, I think. Oh yeah, look, it's just sliding off now. So it loosened it up pretty well. I think I'm gonna hit it with the power washer, see what that does to it. But the rest of it, like, it just cleaned it like amazingly. It did a great job. So I'm actually pretty happy with this. And the best thing about it is that it's like safe on rubbers and stuff. So it's not gonna hurt anything. This was metal, so it doesn't matter, but just saying. Then we have our crack pipe, which is plastic. So this thing is pretty clean as well. Whatever dirt is on it is like just coming off, as you can see there. So pretty darn clean too. I guess I'll just rinse this out as well. See how it looks after we rinse it off. And then the last piece was that timing cover. So this one actually did the biggest transformation. So pretty darn clean. Cleaned up the bolts and the threads really well. The inside's pretty darn clean too. Outside, again, we have those areas where like it's caked on. I guess the degreaser didn't like dig that deep, but it took a lot of this stuff off. I mean, before and afters are crazy, as you guys saw. It just, wow, it did a great job with this stuff. So I'm gonna go rinse these off with the power washer, see what we get after that, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm going to give the heads a shot, so I'm going to disassemble those real quick, take the valves out, take all the springs out and all that stuff, and give them a shot. Throw them in the tank, probably throw them there for a little longer, maybe 20 minutes, and see what kind of results we get. So I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright, so I'm like halfway through the valve job, and I completely forgot that I said I was going to show you guys how to do this. So I'm going to put you guys on the ground, doing this all on the ground right now. So I'll put you down, we can check it out and see how I'm doing this. So first thing we got to do is put you guys down. Okay, so now that you're down, right here we're looking at the intake side of the head. Looking at the top of the head right here, this is where the cams go. This is an exhaust valve. This is what we're going to be taking out right now. And looking at the other side, this is the exhaust valve here. And we still have our spark plugs in there, which we'll be removing soon. But what we do is, looking at this side, we'll go ahead and this is our valve compression tool. It's basically like a big U. This side pushes on the valves. This actually pushes on the valve keeper, and this side pushes on the actual valve on the other side. Compresses it, which in turn compresses the spring, which lets us pull out the keepers. Keepers look like these little things here. So they're 3-ringed little keepers, and so I'll show you how to do that. So first of all, we'll go in here, place that in there so that it's touching the retainer. Then come over to the other side, and you'll see here we'll just tighten this. And by tightening it, now we're just going to reach the exhaust valve here. Once we've reached, and we'll keep tightening. And by continuing to tighten here, we're going to compress that spring slowly. At one point, we're going to hear a little click, and that's when we've kind of released the valve from, well, not the valve, but the retainer from the key. That was the click I was telling you about. So now we'll just go just a little further and give ourselves some space. So compressing the spring a little more. Now we'll turn back around, looking at this side again. And what we're going to do in here is just reach in with a little magnet, and we're going to pull out those keepers. And this is what we're pulling out here. So we'll pull out both. They're split in half so that you can actually put them in when you're reinstalling these guys. Here's the other one. Luckily these are magnetic, because if not, they'd be a pain to take out. We'll just wait for our neighbor to leave. He's got his bike on now. Okay, so he finally made his way out, and now we can actually hear ourselves think. Coming from the guy with the loud car. Anyways, we got those things out with the magnet. Two things happen now. If we wanted to, we could actually push here and push our valve out. What we're going to do first is actually just release this, actually, because we want to be able to push our valve out because it's pushing pressure. So now we'll just release this slowly, turn it back around. Once we got it far enough out, we'll pull that out of the way, turn the head back around. You'll see our retainer kind of just fell off. There's nothing keeping it in anymore. So those keepers keeping this in kind of fit in this little hole here. And you can see here they're kind of like slanted. So once you put them in here, they just hold this thing down so that it doesn't let go of the valve springs. Now that those are out, we can pull out our springs. So to pull out our springs, you just go ahead in there, grab them, double springed. And now if we flip to the other side and we push from this side, we could actually pull our valve out. So you'll see that push out there. And we could just pull that straight out. So here is our exhaust valve. Now we just got to do that, I think, 5 more times, and we're done. Luckily this is a 12 valve, not a 24, so this is half the work. Win. Okay, so we got our head completely disassembled. It's down here on the ground. And now we're actually going to drain this thing out because this looks disgusting. So we're going to give our heads a fighting chance at getting super clean. So we're going to get new water in here, more of the degreaser, even though that still smells pretty degreasy, but whatever. We're going to give our heads a fighting chance. We need these to get really cleaned out, so we're just going to give them, you know, the best opportunity possible. So I'm going to drain this out. I'll catch you guys in a few seconds, and we're going to put the heads in. Okay, so you guys just saw me mix 2 types of degreasers. It's probably not a good idea, but I really want these heads to be clean, so we're gonna give everything a shot. I went ahead and power washed them just to get all the loose dirt and stuff off of it because there was a lot of it. So I'm gonna drop them in here now and just cross our fingers and see how it goes. I don't know if I should put something down at the bottom so that way the heads are suspended, so I might grab something. Give me a sec. Okay, so we got the heads in here, made sure they were fully submerged, which they are now. All right, so I'll flip this on and it's go time for the heads. I'll put the temp up a little too. Start the heating process, and I guess we'll start the cleaning process too. Okay guys, so we are next day. This water looks disgusting. You can't even like see through it. It's really gross. The heads actually sat in here overnight. Last night got pretty late. Didn't want to deal with, you know, getting out here and rinsing them out with the power washer and all that stuff. So we let it just soak overnight. I didn't run it any extra time, but we're gonna pull them out, see how they look, and you know, see what the progress was. So let's, I'll turn you guys down so you can see me pull this thing out of here. It's gonna be gross. Okay, so first impressions, they are super freaking clean. So this is wild. We're gonna bring them outside, get them power washed, and then we'll take an even better look at them. So let's bring these out. Alright, so done with the heads, and they look freaking phenomenal. So I'm gonna flip this around, show you guys around the heads. I loaded some more parts in there and stuff, so I'm gonna keep using this thing. I was a little skeptical at first, but it's proven itself to be very useful and work very well. One thing I do notice is that I go through a lot of degreaser. I've gone through like 1.5 gallons already, so the stuff flies by, but it's working really well. Honestly, this would have taken me forever had I been doing it by hand, and if I was doing it by hand, it would not have come out as good. So I'll show you the cylinder heads. Again, just nuts the way it came out. Really happy with it. Okay, so that's all I had for you today. Next week we'll take a look at something else. Hopefully we have a little more progress on the motor. Maybe we have the block back by then. Who knows? But we'll see. Still working on getting pistons as of this moment right now. You might see this video before or after I get the pistons, but who knows? But yeah, so I'll catch you guys on the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe. Appreciate you guys watching. Catch you on the next one. Peace.